Amazing grace, how sweet the sound, oh, that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, oh, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see.
So, welcome to Built on Faith Homestead, where we like to talk about things like tiny houses and raising kids in the ways of the Lord, best way that we can, and animals and gardening and all that good stuff. Today, one of our tips was to keep the heat out of your house to cook outside. My wife bought a beef roast the other day because it was on sale and it was cheap, but we obviously didn't want to cook it inside all day long in the woods or in the regular stove because it's going to be hot. And so I have smoked it. And I've done this one other time with a chuck roast. It was really good. And today I'm going to do something just a little bit different. And I'm going to show you guys kind of what we got going on. As the smoke clears here a little bit, here's our beef roast. It has been smoking for, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 hours. Looking good. Getting a nice color on it. Feels good. And drippings taste good. But here it is. Now that it is where I want it to be there, I've got my Dutch oven out and I've got potatoes and onions all seasoned up. And you can do this however you want to, whatever flavors you want. You don't have to do the same flavors I have done. I'll tell you some of the stuff I've put on it here in a little bit. There you go. Sitting on there. Now, on the chuck roast itself, salt, pepper, cumin, a little bit of chili powder, that kind of stuff, garlic powder. I used Worcestershire or Chestershire, however you're supposed to say it, as the binder for that to stick. I don't know how it's going to look on the video playback, but on here it looks a lot darker on the camera than it actually looks. Burnt on the camera, but it is not. Looking at it, not burnt at all. But there you can see kind of the look that we're getting off of it. Then I did the potatoes with just salt, pepper, garlic powder, a little bit of Caribbean jerk seasoning. Then I poured a little bit of Coke down in there. And I'm going to put the lid on it. And we're going to finish cooking it that way for another. So it's been on here probably, I don't know, 4 hours. Maybe 4 hours. About 4 hours. There we go. I had to move the grates. It is sitting in the smoker. We'll keep the temperature pretty nice and low. And we will let it finish cooking. Just like. So I had to move the grates. But it'll be okay. It'll still be warm enough. We will let it finish cooking just like that in this Dutch oven, with them potatoes and onions in it, and let it get good and tender, juicy, and yummy. And that's one way to keep your heat out of your house, for sure. Now, if you're like me, and you got a bunch of stuff to do outside, like I do, in the heat, I got everything underneath the shade tree over here. And I'll work a little bit and I'll come over here in the shade tree and I'll check my smoker, relax a little bit in the shade tree best I can, get back out in the sun, do some more work. Kind of keep going back and forth. It is a good way to cook your dinner, keep your heat out of your house, still get some stuff accomplished, and have some delicious, tasty food. I want to drop an interesting thought on you real quick. So I like barbecue. I like smoked food. I like barbecued food. I like anything cooked on wood fire. I like open flame cooking. I like campfire style. I like all of that stuff, man. It's so good. You just take burger meat, make you a delicious cheeseburger, and put it on there, season it up, a little bit of oak. That's all it needs. That's all it needs is delicious stuff, right? I was cooking one day like this, and the thought hit me. There was a once upon a time ago, not that many years ago, truthfully, that there was no such thing as barbecue. It was just eating. They cooked everything over a campfire. They cooked everything smoked or barbecued or over open flame. Could you imagine? Like, that's something we all just love, right? And it's new, and it's not new, but it's exciting. It's you play with the flavors and all. And I understand they didn't have all the seasonings and whatever. I get all that. But what I am saying is, it's just how they cooked, man. Like the settlers way back when, everything was like that way. People traveling way back in, everything is that way, man. It's kind of a funny thing to think about, something we look at as a treat, as something exciting, man. If you know anybody that knows how to run a grill, man, you look at them, you're like, that's cool, man. But at one point in time, not that many years ago, that was just cooking. I find that interesting. Anyhow, back to work. So right now, we're making dinner on the smoker, and I have got tomato plants that I have planted. Once again, I did it up in raised rows. I've done tomatoes like this before as well. One thing that I need to mention is you can see how this ground right here is already getting packed from me walking on it. But the rows underneath them, that's still going to be that loose soil. And I've just raked some of the loose soil back off the sides. And so I got loose soil underneath these rows too. I think that's important to mention. It's not hard packed like what I've been working on down through here and walking on and packing in as I was planting these plants. Now, tomatoes, you want to pull the bottom couple stems or a couple leaves off probably. Bury them deeper than you think, right? Just for the most part, unless we get to talking about these plants down here, because they were quite a bit bigger. And you can see them that I've planted here. For the most part though, I have just got the tops of these showing. And I didn't do nothing special. All I did was I rowed up the rows. I had to put some raised bed soil down, or I ended up putting some raised bed soil down because I had an extra bag because of buying some soil for Mom, and we got too much. And so I had an extra bag, and I was like, well, I'll just use it, and I just throwed it in this mix. Then I sprinkled rabbit manure on top, mixed it all in with the shovel, just kind of patted through there, and here we go. Tomato plants all up and down through here. You want to space them, so most stuff says like 2 foot apart. These are more like 18 inches because our garden is considerably smaller here, the garden area, and so I'm having to pack the same amount of food in a smaller area. So ours are more like 18 inches, but they are growing, and that up there is why I'm hurrying. So hopefully this won't be the end of the video, but we got a boogie, as you can tell. Got to boogie, as you can tell from those clouds behind me. So I'm gonna get back to work, raking up rows. I got some pepper plants I need to plant. I forgot to buy banana peppers, but I may go ahead and rake the row up so I can plan for it, and we'll buy some banana pepper plants. But we gotta get to work, so we'll see you guys soon. One chuck roast with potatoes and onions. Smells amazing. Smells really, really good. Once again, I'm not sure how the video is going to play back, but this, I don't know why it looks so much darker in the camera, but the piece of meat does not look that dark. But here's our chuck roast, potatoes, onions, good stuff. I'm going to take it in so the wife and kids can get ready to eat. And we've got more work to do right there in that garden. All right, guys, well, the sun is getting low, and I've about got all I can get done for tonight. So I'll show you guys what we did in the garden. But first, I want to show you some beautiful clouds here. Some of you probably won't be interested, but weather's always been cool to me. Look at that. See, to me, that is just beautiful. Big old storm over there. I'm sure it's storming like crazy below it. But up above it, it's awful pretty. Where we live, it hardly ever storms during the daytime. It's usually at night. You don't usually get to see stuff like this. So it's pretty cool to see. Anyhow, here's our garden rows. We got in our tomatoes. We got in most of our peppers, except for our banana peppers. And I went ahead and made a blank row of banana peppers. Then over here we got a couple of rows of cucumbers, which don't look that exciting to you guys because it's just rows of dirt. There's no plants in it, but we'll keep going. A couple of issues. A, that dirt is still really wet, and so it really needs to dry out more before I can do much of anything else. And B, I'm going to run out of room. So I'm not sure what we're going to do or how we're going to do, but we'll figure it out. If you have never gardened before, this is your year. You better get after it. With everything else going on in the world crazy, it would be probably good to know how to grow some of your own food, at least to supplement your grocery bill. And then also on top of that, it's hard work. Don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm out here sweating like crazy, trying to get this planted, and I was hurrying because those clouds behind us were coming towards us, but they weren't that big yet, and I thought it was going to rain, so I was trying to hurry. But it's not that it is easy, but it is enjoyable work, and it's peaceful work, and it's a good time to talk to the Lord, get your hands in the dirt that he has created, and have that connection with him. If you've never done that, I would encourage you to do so, even if all you can do is pots or something like that. Man, just a little something, bring a lot of joy to your life, and help you supplement your grocery bill, and maybe even bring you closer to the Lord. Guys, we thank you guys for watching. This is not really a how-to, I don't guess. Just things you can do, right? Cooking outside while we're planting the garden, trying to keep the heat out of the house. I got the mini split system. It's hooked up, but I still need to vacuum the lines and turn the Freon on, send it through. So it comes pre-charged, but I still have to vacuum the lines. I ordered the tools to do that. Should be here this weekend, so by Monday, hopefully, we'll have air conditioning when it cools off. But we'll already have it for the next time it gets hot, because this right now is just a warning. It won't be long, it'll stay this way. It'll get this way and stay this way. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share our videos, please. Get our name out there, get our word out there. Help us share the Lord with other people, and hopefully teach people a few things along the way. If nothing else, what not to do. Thank you guys.